Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. It's the Monday episode. We got a whole weekend full of games and net followings we gotta cover, so let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented by DraftKings. Thank you very much for joining us today as we recap the weekend that was in Major League Baseball. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. In California, we got Trev wearing a green hoodie. Have I seen that one before, Trev? What is that?
It's yeah, you've seen it before. It's two different shades of green because I'm super cool. So
wow.
Yeah.
And BBD wearing the. How do you put your sinus?
Or sinus.
Or sinus. Or sinus college polo. How was your weekend, everybody? Trev, how was your weekend?
Dude, I had such a great weekend. My brother was up in town visiting with the fam, so I got to see my two nieces, and then little barbecue yesterday. So all in all, really nice. The weather is great out here in California. There was some good baseball to watch. I watched the ridiculous fight that happened last night, and I wish I didn't. But, all in all, things are good on my end. Appreciate you guys asking that.
Jake, you were very interested. Did you watch that fight? Well, I guess you were working and at the game.
I was at the game, yeah. I was at the Yankees-Red Sox, the end of that series, extra innings, me and BBD in the stands. Good times at Ridge Mountain High. No, it's all right. We had a good time. Little father-son dance experience. But, yeah, I mean, when I say baseball's hot in the streets, it was the hottest in the streets literally this weekend. The Northeast had a bit of a heat wave. I know some parts of Cali were getting cooked too. It's summer's here. I know the calendar says summer doesn't start till like end of June or something. JJR,
that doesn't make any sense.
We found that out. Summer starts June 1, and summer's here. Yeah. It's hot. Man, there's a lot of big topics. Couple teams are starting to pull away. Those White Sox in the Central. The NL Central is more interesting than I ever thought it was going to be this year. So I'm, wow, the chat is firing off Zendino, the great Calvin Hedges. Let's go.
Can I say one more thing?
Esketti and Meatballs.
Say everything.
Say everything. Say anything. Your favorite band.
Say anything else.
I played catch again with our guy, Matthew Stafford.
Whoops.
What
is this? Oh, okay. With a football now.
Okay.
Yep.
It's so different playing catch with someone that actually knows how to throw a freaking football. The ball catches you, man. I was so impressed. Like I told him, I said, I don't know. I've been playing catch a lot lately with my neighbors. We love playing the football, tossing it around, whatever. Him throwing me the football was like, I get it now. I get like when people are very impressed with guys throwing 95, 96 and all that. It was scary. I told him to stop. I said, I'm not playing catch anymore. I'm going to break my fingers.
Did you go to your other neighbor that you were having a catch with and say like, hey,
he was there.
Starting quarterback for the Rams just moved in and he throws a football way better than you.
He was there. Like we usually like joke around and play catch all the time. It's like a thing for us. And now we're both like, man, we stink.
Do you think Stafford started pumping real heaters to you to end the game of catch?
He only threw like 3 balls. He's like in the middle. They're doing some like walkthroughs for their camp and all that. And the biggest problem of this isn't that he showed us up and now I feel like very bad when I throw a football. The problem is I really like him and I'm a Seahawks fan. So I don't know what to do now because I kind of have to root for this guy when his team is like literally one of the rivals of the Seahawks. So
serious problems.
Even college quarterbacks, if you ever had a friend or buddy or were in an area with a college quarterback, like even the ball comes out of their hand just incredibly different than the average human. It's almost like they have a secret. But yeah,
do you have me labeled with the average humans?
Yeah, very much so.
Can you even grip a
for
football
average
with those
humans?
Center dot.
I throw with 2 hands.
Yeah, he's like an overhand rugby throw.
It's soccer throw-ins only.
Yeah.
Deadly accurate.
Wait, what?
Though.
I do have one last thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Last thing. Sorry, I had a big weekend, I guess. I practiced blitz ball a little bit, throwing and hitting, and I'm ready for it. Like, I thought I was going to be scared of that. I'm not scared of it.
I think our first game is going to come out on Wednesday between Jake and I, and it's a quick one, playing 1-inning games. But yeah, still learning as we go. In the alley, in the back alley, hitting, all the swings are like you can't take a normal swing, and then kind of like protecting the plate of a blitz ball pitch, you can't take a normal swing either. So I am excited for the comments to see our swings in slow-mo.
Okay.
Because they're not any semblance of a normal swing.
Thick.
Basically, you're just trying to catch
swing
the
looks
ball.
good.
Yeah. Well, you haven't seen our pitching yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't seen the funk.
Jake's curveball wrap around your head, drop in for a strike.
Break your neck.
Yeah.
All right.
You probably hit my fastball, but it's nice. But you were a pro, so I'm guessing
Best
you hit
pitch
it.
in the game.
New patrons: Jeb Inge, Chris Sakin, Michael Sheehy, Liam Maloney, Brian Yataw, Chaz Schneider, David Garcia, Davey's older brother. What's this one, Jake? Do you see what I'm seeing?
Do you see what I see? Poppy George's Massey?
Poppy Georges Massey, Deanna Nowakowski, Austin Fisher, Casey Dixon, Jordan Remington, and Sean P. Beckett. Thank you to our most recent patrons. Appreciate you. Let's get into what happened in the NL. Now, if you guys don't know, I was in California at a wedding in a remote house in a remote town of northeast California. Rough and tumble, dry desert. Hot.
You got the scars to prove it?
Trev, you see my hand?
What?
What'd you know about that?
What'd you do? What is that?
Street fight.
You see that video when I was going down the water slide, doing the post-game recap on the water slide?
Yeah, when you're trying to be happy, but clearly you were not happy with the Yankees. That one?
Welcome to 2021. Yes, that one. I cut myself, and it's like infected and really hurts, and I didn't feel it at the time, but it's pretty bad. And it's one of those cuts where you don't realize how many times that part of the back of your hand actually comes into contact with things.
Knuckle, yeah.
And then it hurts, because I just did it on the microphone or something earlier. I was like, damn, that hurt. Anyway, my point is I missed a lot of baseball. It was hard for me to even follow the Yankees, which usually I follow very closely. So I'm going to really need your guys' help. Trev, you have the NL?
I do have the NL. Do you know what that looks like, though? Do you ever play that game, Quarters?
Yeah.
When you had to throw at the knuckles.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest game ever invented.
Yeah.
Why did little kids play that game? They probably don't anymore because kids are soft now, but
Well, I think
what were we
smart. I
thinking?
think we can say that kids are smart now.
Also smarter.
Soft, smart.
I don't
same
know.
thing.
Does anyone have a 10-year-old son or 14-year-old son that listens to this? Do they still play knuckles in the cafeteria? BBD, did you?
It got played. I'm pretty proud of myself in hindsight that I bad at every time.
You weren't
I was like,
you
oh,
weren't a
guys, I
knuckles
can just
player.
not play bloody knuckles and I'll be good.
Sarah
Yeah,
Dart
that's
in the
just like a
chat.
really dumb game.
Chat is
What's going
flying
on
today? A lot of nice donations, a lot of nice people. Jimmy likes to call it Popper Boy Jake when I tell stories from my youth,
Well,
and I
you do
sound like a
that.
1920s newsie. But I only played quarters if I could win something. If I could win a slushie, then I'd be like, all right, the knuckles are worth it. Pathetic.
I have a long thumb, so I can get some whip on that. Nobody wanted to play me in that game.
Let's see that.
But I also have bony knuckles.
Show me that thumb.
That's your pointer finger.
Trev, we'd be a great team because I've got a meatball of a hand.
Well, some people say comically
Yeah.
small.
So these knuckles, layers.
That's the thing is
of
my
thickness
knuckles
to
are
get to.
very exposed, so I was getting cut up.
All right.
Great offense, not built for defense.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go to the NL. I wanted to play landmines over the weekend. It's one of my favorite drinking games that I forgot about existed because I don't drink anymore. And then I saw a table full of it, and I was like, dude, do we have enough cans to play landmines? Which involves a quarter. It's the best drinking game. But we didn't have enough cans to play landmines, so I didn't play.
Next time.
The NL recap is brought to you by Cushy Dreams. Dude, I could use some of the stuff that helps you sleep because I haven't slept in 10 days. It's crazy. Smokable CBD. CBD has been shown to help with anxiety, depression, inflammation, pain relief, and more. CBD gets into your system. Smoking CBD gets it into your system right away, so you don't have to wait around for the effects. Cushy Dreams, extraordinary CBD rich hemp flowers come in 1/8 ounce cans and pre-rolled joints. It's cannabis that ships discreetly to you and discreetly to all 50 states. They got indica, they got sativa, a bunch of different strains you can choose from. Relax, create, hustle, peace, energy, dream. So I'd choose dream. If they're talking about sleeping, not like having ambitions. I can put the ambitions on hold. I just want to sleep, really. Go to cushydreams.com at checkout. Use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code BASEBALL for 20% off today. Trev, what happened in the National League?
Well, Jim, we're going to start out with my favorite series of the weekend. The Dodgers went into Atlanta, and the Braves took 2 of 3, 9-5 Dodgers in Game 1. Urias versus Ian Anderson. Freeman goes lefty on lefty, but the Dodgers scored 8 in the 5th of Game 1 to take it. 6-4 Braves, 4-2 Braves, the final 2 games. Fried outduels Bauer. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Pujols went yaya off of Will Smith in the 9th, but it wasn't enough. The Dodgers lose 2 out of 3, and they're sitting back of the Giants. They're looking at the Giants saying, where'd you guys go? Moving on to our favorite team in the big leagues, the Pirates. What are they doing? They sent Cole Tucker down. I hate them, but they did take 3 out of 4 from the Marlins. 5-3 Pirates, 9-2 Pirates, 8-7 Pirates before the Marlins took Game 4 3-1. The Pirates scored 3 in the 8th to take the lead in Game 1. Also, guess what? Ke'Bryan Hayes is back. He went deep in Game 2 and raked all series long. Stallings with a walk-off in the 12th of Game 3. The Pirates went ahead in that game with 4 in the 8th, but the Marlins tied it in the 9th before Stallings' walk-off. Pirates take 3 out of 4 from the Fish. Moving on to my old stomping grounds. Got a lot of juice in Philadelphia. The Nats went into Philly. Philly took 2 of 3. 2-1 Nationals in Game 1. It was Scherzer versus Wheeler. Scherzer went 7 2/3, 9 Ks. Only 1 earned run, and Soto with the homer off of Wheeler because he's probably the best hitter in baseball right now. Phillies 4 in the 4th of Game 2. Kutch homers. They took Game 3, 12-6. It was Velasquez versus Voth. The Phillies taking 2 out of 3. Had some net issues we'll talk about later, but they're doing it there. Phillies take 2 out of 3. Moving on. The D-backs at the Brewers. This one we could have seen coming. The Brewers sweep Jake's Snakes. Game 1, Torey Lovullo gathered the team in the dugout and yelled at them like they were children because they needed to play better. It did not work. 7-4 Brewers, 5-1 Brewers, 7-5 Brewers, 2-0 Brewers. Peralta took a no-hitter into the 8th of Game 2 on his 25th birthday. That's very nice. Sad news, Wong placed on the 10-day IL, but the Brewers do get that sweep of Jake Snakes. Another sweep coming at you. The Cardinals hosted the Reds, and the Reds swept that ass. 4-2 Reds, 6-4 Reds, 5-2 Reds, 8-7 Reds. The big swinging dicks, whatever they were called earlier, they came out in St. Louis. Votto and Naquin, who haven't been playing, could return on Tuesday. Moustakas is about a week away from starting a rehab assignment. Sad news for the Cardinals. Not only have lost Jack Flaherty for a significant amount of time, Molina exits Saturday and sits Sunday with a knee injury, but I guess he's expected to avoid the IL, which is nice. They might be getting DeJong back. He begins a rehab assignment and hopes to rejoin the team later this week. And Kim also placed on the 10-day IL. The Reds get the sweep. They're doing it. Moving on to San Francisco. These are my guys, man. These are my guys. Cubbies. Red hot Cubbies go into San Fran. Giants take 3 out of 4. 7-2 Giants. 8-5 Giants. 4-3 Giants before the Cubs got the win in Game 4. 4-3. My guy, though, Longo, out 4 to 6 weeks with a sprained left shoulder. X-rays were negative. A lot of stuff going on with them in the IL. Ruff out at least 3 weeks. Belt, though, is likely to be activated from the IL during the upcoming 5-game road trip. Cubs also had some injuries in this series. Baez exits Sunday with a hand contusion and will be reevaluated today. Peterson exits Saturday with back tightness. Sits Sunday, but is feeling, and I quote, much better. Giants take 3 out of 4 from the Cubbies to remain at the top of the NL West. My goodness, they are doing it. And the last series, which is another good one, Mets down in San Diego. Series split 4-3 Padres, 2-0 Padres before the Mets took games 3 and 4, 4-0, 6-2. Snell goes 7, Shuddy in Game 2. It's his first time completing 7 innings since April 2nd, 2019, and the first time pitching into the 7th since May 24th, 2019. Grisham does not return as anticipated, but he needs to go on a rehab assignment. He'll be back soon. The series is split, Mets and Padres, and that is what happened in the National League.
Great job.
Good job, Travis.
Looking at the results of these series and then the standings in the NL, I'm kind of into all of it. The Marlins and the Nats lose, and there's finally a slight bit of separation in the NL East as both those teams are 7 games out. Not saying they won't be able to come back, but it was close for a while, and I think Jake would appreciate if the Nats kept losing and bowed out.
Hate you, Nats, because I wanted to love you.
The Cubs are banged up. They lose 3 out of 4 to the Giants. The Brewers sweep, and that leaves those two teams with the same exact record. Not rooting for that's fun to have the same exact record, Cubs and Brewers. The Giants continue to prove they're the real deal by beating a team 3 out of 4, and it's a team in a different division that's in first place in that division, so good for the Giants. And the Mets and Padres split, which I'll take. So I'm
fine with
National
the
League's
results.
fun.
With the results.
The Reds sweeping the Cardinals.
Jim, you got a little bit of
That's
a pat on the back here because a winker went off. How many home runs did he hit in that game? 3.
Just 3.
Oh, my God.
Just 3.
I might start
Is he better than Acuna?
I think we got to start every single show. Like, I might have a button that we play. What? The responses to that All-Star game thing. You would have thought.
Braves Twitter.
You would have thought it mattered. Like, we're 3 fucking idiots.
Wow.
Just talking baseball. And my April-May All-Star team doesn't matter.
The award's going up
And
on Baseball Reference.
People's refusal to insert levity into, like, takes. Like, I think my quote was, Acuna's going to get it next month and Winker's going to get it this month because he's beating him in slash lines. But, like, yeah, people got mad. And it's like, what's wrong with you guys? Nothing matters
That's the
here.
internet.
Nothing we say on this show matters. We're just talking sports because we like baseball.
Nothing in life matters. If you want to take it a step further.
Like, our disclaimer that we used to say all the time, you know your team better than we know our team, and nothing we say matters. If you find yourself super upset about a take I have, step back and remind yourself that doesn't matter. I'm not an important opinion haver.
The dinosaurs roamed this land for millions of years, and they were the kings. And then what happened? Nothing matters. People, they don't really know. Probably a meteor. I've been going through a lot of dinosaur stuff lately. And,
I think they shrank.
I think,
they're around.
Weren't you
They're around.
tweeting
They're
about
birds now.
dinosaurs?
Yeah, because Teddy's got these cards, and they're listing all the. It's like a baseball card for dinosaurs. So they're listing their diet and how big they were and how fast. And
I
some of
thought
these
I
things
saw
are
some
made- they're
dino
made up.
cards. I was into it.
Whatever. You know what? I'm not going to call myself an idiot. Okay. So maybe And BBD is definitely not an idiot.
Well, that's why I'm here. And let's start out with some Padres Mets, because two fan bases that are say we never talk about them and aren't happy. A couple dominant pitching performances, Snell and DeGrom, so that's fun. But man, kudos to the Mets again. Like I find myself saying that more episodes than not. They've got a nice little NL East lead as of right now. And hey, on the road in baseball, survive and win your series at home. Splitting 4 with the Pods in San Diego, East Coast team going out west, still with their injury bug going on. Like, good for the Mets. Good for the Mets, man.
When are the Mets going to make up games? And are they going to make up games in the second half when they're healthy? Because that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? They still have played 6 less games than every other team. Maybe there's one other team that's behind.
Doubleheader Monday, June 21st against the Braves. So there's one.
But it'd be cool to sustain the lead with
Right.
their subs like they're doing right now, and then when they get those doubleheaders to make up games, they're like, healthy, and then they can, like, if that happens, they have the ability to take a commanding lead if that stretch of doubleheaders and no off days and they're healthy and they're like really, really rolling.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. They've got a couple doubleheaders end of June, so when we end up linking up, July 1, it'll be interesting to see where the Braves sit. Couple makeup games. I think they've got 2 doubleheaders in a week time frame, so that can be tough on your pitching. Or if you got that DeGrom guy, cannot be tough for your pitching. So
they've played 52 games. The next least amount of games is 56 with the Nats. I think a lot of teams have played 59. So yeah, they're like still 6-7 games behind the average team, and they're winning. You can look at that as a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing if they get healthy and then they get those extra games, and then they can really have much, a commanding
bring
lead.
some guys back.
Yeah.
Sure. What
I
else?
got a question for you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coach Ballgame texted me about this. People on Twitter have been hitting me up saying that I look like Patrick Wisdom, or Patrick Wisdom looks like me. So I just looked him up. I don't see the resemblance, but I'll tell you what, the guy bangs. 7 homers in 13 games, 3 in the series this weekend up in San Francisco. What's going on with this guy?
Dude, he
29 years old.
He in 13 games he's got 7 homers. I think he's behind. He's like 4th in the team in homers. He's just gone nut job. It's awesome for him. I'm stoked for him. Yeah, I don't see his second picture on Baseball Reference when you scroll over it and the second one pops up. That's got some like minor league Trevor Plouffe vibes a little bit. No, it's a soft doppelganger.
I've never known that you can scroll over the picture and more come out. Thank you for that.
Always
Yeah.
and forever.
That's how it's like yearbooks. It's like baseball yearbook pictures. You get to see their growth.
I just like stories like this. Like, this guy's banging, obviously the confidence is all here. And like, does that turn into a prolonged career? Because sometimes all you need is that. I mean, I had a stretch like this. Sorry, talking about myself again. 2012, if I didn't have that stretch, I probably wouldn't have the confidence, and I probably wouldn't have played as long as I did. So hopefully this is the start.
Yeah,
Man, that's cool, man.
and I love, because we've seen some late bloomers recently, and he's had some good AAA seasons in the past couple years. So yeah, I hope maybe he found it or whatever it is. That would be really cool. So you like that story? And full name, Patrick Ian Cashel Wisdom. Cashel.
That's my parents' dog's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're rooting for that.
Yes.
Trevor, what else are you seeing here in the NL? What's jumping out to you, Big Daddy?
I mean, the Dodgers-Braves series, we didn't really go into that. That was one that I think everyone had marked. I was interested in the Fried-Bauer game, obviously, because I love Max, and he went out and shoved. So that was good to see. The Dodgers, man, like, they're so good, but they're definitely hurting. They don't have their full squad. But I'm waiting for, like, that beginning of the season run to happen again, and it just hasn't. And, like, I don't know. Giants still on top. Padres still ahead of them. They're sitting in third place in their own division. And I know in my head they're a juggernaut, but I mean, what have they been in the last 30 games? I need to look that up.
I can find it for you. I usually have that sheet up as we go. The Dodgers.
Yeah,
Dodgers last 30.
The Dodgers last 30, 17 and 13.
That's okay.
Not
That's
bad.
okay.
Depends on if they're home or away, but that's pretty good.
I think their bad slide was right before 30 games. It was like hot start, bad
But
slide.
but then 12 and 8 in their last 20 and 4 and 6 in the last 10. So like it's never. You're right. Like they've never. It's not bad. It's just they've never like.
Well, they started off 15-1 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Do you guys have the sticky stuff conversation lined up? We usually ask before we start, but I forgot in awards or anywhere down the line, or if not, should we do it now?
I don't.
I mean, Bauer's quote.
Someone in the chat listed.
Bauer's quote last night was funny because that's what we've come to. If anyone doesn't know, a lot of pitchers' spin rates were down after they suspended 4 minor league pitchers for using the foreign substance, and came out and said they're going to, suspend players and they're going to do routine checks on pitchers. Garrett Cole, his spin rates were down. We talked about that. I don't know if you guys talked about it Friday with Kelsey, but we talked about it in Talkin' Yanks with Trev on Thursday. And then Bauer's were down in his last start. And a reporter asked him about it, and Bauer said what he's been saying forever. I just want a fair playing field. He said either make it illegal and no one can use it, or actually enforce the rules, because the rules are on paper, but no one enforces them. And a rule that doesn't get enforced isn't a rule. I think that was his exact quote. So then someone asked him, if, next year there's a full ban, do you think you'll have good results without it? And he said, look at my numbers from 2018. Which is him just saying, I'm using it now. And I used it in 19, and I used it 4 games in 19, and I used it in 20. And that's where the state of the sport's at. He just admitted it. I mean, he's admitted it the whole time. He's not a secret.
Yeah.
He tried to get them to do something about it, but it's going to be interesting to see if we see all these spin rates come down.
There was I have the list here, but there was a video of Bauer applying the substance pregame, and he puts it on the heel of his glove.
Yeah, that's the spot. Yeah, a lot of the new stuff.
And he just
is
had
on
the freaking tin in his pocket of his shorts.
Where?
But you can't even have it was pregame. So he had shorts on. He just puts it in the pocket of his shorts. It's strange, man. I really feel like he has some evil plan lined up, or maybe he's already done his evil plan and it's over, and he's like, oh, whatever happens now happens now. I've got $100 million for it.
I don't think it was that evil. I mean,
Yeah, that's everyone's doing it, and
yeah, you're right. You're right. I take evil plan back.
Evil plan is back.
It was a plan.
A plan. Yeah, and he, that 2018 saving, he was gross in 2018, 2.21 ERA, so he thinks he's still got that in the bag. But yeah, I mean, we saw some spin rates come down. Cole had his lowest spin rate since 2018, and it's
You ready for the list?
Yanks locked him up for a long time. So.
yeah. Let me see the list. What list?
I don't know who put this. Somebody in our chat put biggest RPMs drop this week, top 10. Trevor Bauer, Garrett Cole, Julio Urias, Charlie Morton, Clayton Kershaw, a lot of Dodgers, Raisel Iglesias, former Red, Nathan Eovaldi, Walker Buehler, Jose Urquidy, and Jin Hyun Ryu, which I didn't know was using. I feel like he doesn't need it.
Funk.
That's
You
10
said
right there.
Kikuchi?
Nope.
Oh. He had it all over his hat a couple games. It was hilarious. It'll be interesting, man. I mean, there's
But wasn't Kikuchi like just normal pine tar stuff, like not like foreign substance?
I don't know.
That's what. Yeah, that's the unknown.
That's
right
the question. If you see them doing like the 2 fingers, that's for spin. If you see them doing this with their hand, that's a bit more for grip. Donaldson came out and talked about it. He's been hot on it. Good, man. I mean, if the league, I don't trust that the league it's actually going to happen, because they're saying they're asking it to be in the umpire's hands, and who knows? I think that's a dangerous game to play both ways, because you might have some umpires thinking they're protecting the players and the game, and we haven't cared about this in forever, and they don't understand the difference. Then you might have some umpires that run rampant with it and do, like, cavity searches on the mound.
Hot.
But hopefully, I don't know. We'll see.
No, and there's going to be a lot of names coming out in the future a little bit. But, man, I mean, go look at Charlie Morton's Baseball Reference. Charlie Morton, had a 9-year career through 2016 where he had an 84 ERA plus, a 4.54 ERA. He went to Houston in 2017. And the 3 years following that, he had a 1.30 ERA plus, a 3.24 guy.
Morton?
Age 33 through 35.
Morton?
Yep.
Yeah, they told him to just throw harder, is what they said.
Yep.
Yeah, you can, and if I did it, I think there's not enough facts and stuff, but you can draw a pretty fun red string conspiracy theorist, tracking the teams and the names you just said, Trev, and
yes,
the teams that are involved with and the players that have passed through those teams. We know that the Angels, Troy Percival is on record saying he got taught it when he was with the Indians, and then he went to the Angels, and then him and Bubba perfected it, and Bubba would give it to the opposing pitchers. But what in Troy's quotes, he said, they didn't also have the slow-mo camera to take this. Like, they didn't know. Spin rate wasn't a calculation. So, they had the sticky stuff in the early 2000s, the Angels bullpen, and they were dirty, but they didn't have the wherewithal, knowledge, high-tech cameras to make it literally do it this way, and now, maybe make the substance a little less this, and now make the substance a little more that. And that's why in the last 5 years, I was reading about it, last 5 years is when you've seen a lot of players spike. And it's a lot of guys who joined the Astros, and it's a lot of guys who were teammates with Bauer, and a lot of theirs go up.
Yeah. It's not rocket science. It's
Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, kind of very similar stories there. Obviously, Cole was a little younger than Charlie.
Verlander?
The Astros.
Verlander when he went there.
Dude, Verlander was a hell of a pitcher in Detroit. Obviously, the guy won an MVP, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
As a pitcher?
Yeah.
So he I don't know, but I thought his career was on the downward trend, and then he went to Houston and it skyrocketed up.
And this is all alleged, and you're just kind of drawn, you're putting red strings. None of this is confirmed or factual, but that red string board is kind of interesting to look at when you look at the factors and the 10 guys Trev just named.
Damn it, Ryu. Anything else from the NL?
Brewers sweep.
Yeah, Brewers.
Brewers are hot.
Everyone's hot to trot on our Tuesday Brews Day. Brewers
9-1 in their last 10.
Corbin came back. Corbin Burns, my guy, came back and was a gross festival, as was Freddie Peralta. I mean, man, if Freddie Peralta, who we heard before the season and we tried to relay to you guys, I mean, your season outlook changes when you go from having 2 front-of-the-line starters to 3. And, I mean, Corbin, Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. Holy crap, man. That's a tough series. That's a team nobody wants to play.
The Brewers have a awesome stretch ahead of them if they want to put some distance. The Reds just did sweep the Cardinals, so they might be a bit tougher. But if the Reds aren't a tough task for the Brewers, which also may be the case, they go Reds, Pirates, Reds, Rockies, Diamondbacks, Rockies. Their next 2.5 weeks of baseball. Brew Crew can get some big momentum going into July. That'd be nice.
One last thing before we move on about the sticky stuff. DeGrom, I think his RPMs dipped a little bit. He still was disgusting, and people were calling him, calling out that he was using sticky stuff, which, his whole team came to his defense on Twitter. Every single person was like, no, DeGrom is clean as can be. No, DeGrom is clean as can be. So I feel like we need to mention.
Well,
that.
it's cool too. And there was someone on Baseball Reddit who did like a whole breakdown of DeGrom's spin rates and his jumps in certain pitches per year versus the allegedly known guys, Cole, Bauer, and the crew. And I think if you asked me a month ago, I'd be like, well, 7 out of 10 guys are using it, and DeGrom's the nastiest pitcher I've ever seen. So I'd guess he's using it. Like that's what I. But after reading that and seeing all the teammates come out, I'll go to that side of the fence easily and say, yeah, okay, maybe this dude's not. Maybe he's just nasty. And the RPM data supports that. Like he didn't ever have a crazy jump like some other guys have. Like, oh well, there's the moment he started using it. So. I probably would have guessed, or I probably have guessed in conversations wrongly about DeGrom, but my standpoint is like everyone's using it until I find out they're not, because that's how rampant it seems to have been, or is.
And Trev, you also noted that like this was the first hot weekend, this was the first humid weekend, and that is a factor too. So I think that ties in, and yeah, it's gonna be, the conversation is rolling.
All right.
Before we move on, BBD, I'm gonna click out so I don't have mic troubles, because I think that's what's going on with the audio. Is we're too long on Wirecast. So I'm gonna click out and come back and reset the time. So get a picture ready, whatever. The worm one, Aragorn. There it is.
There it
okay.
is.
See you guys.
So yeah,
All right.
Jake, what happened in the American League? Please let me know.
JOMBOY, let me start with BBD's Yankees, who hosted the Red Sox. Best rivalry in sports. Holy crap. The Yankees, things are getting dark quick. They lose 5-2, 7-3, 6-5 in 10 to the Red Sox. The Yankees get swapped in the boogie down Bronx. Things are worse than ever. Yankees fans are sad. Yankees Twitter, a very scary place to be right now. Watch out, Coach Trev. Be careful if you dip your toe in there. Yankees hoping to get some Zach Britton back, hopefully Void at some point, but man, the Yankees need a shakeup. Don't know what it is. Hey, good for the Red Sox. Oh my God, Bobby Dahlback. The Blue Jays hosted the Astros. Astros blow them out. Game 1, 13-1. Greinke versus Ryu. Blue Jays win the second one. Chicken strips. Raw striplings with a solid start. But the Astros take the series 6-3. Stros are doing it. George Springer very close to starting a rehab assignment like that. Vladito still awesome in hitting home runs. There's your Blue Jays update. The Rangers. Trev's Texas Rangers host Trev's Tampa Bay Rays. Texas wins the first game because Gibby started, and that's obvious. Those are the rules here. But the Rays take the second two with their reclamation projects on the mound. Dick Mountain Rich Hill does it again. Holy smokes. We're talking all-star Rich Hill? JOMBOY Media all-star Rich Hill? Michael Waka Flocka Flame pitches the third game. G-Man Choi goes to the IL. That's sad news, but the Rays keep raising. The Chicago White Sox, they hosted the Tigers, and they take 3 out of 4. They lose the Scooble versus Giolito game. Sorry, Lucas. Chris Rose rotation. But Dylan Cease shuts him down on the final game of the series. A crazy game, too. Back and forth. Mercedes with the walk-off. You might hear something about Yasmani Grandal doing stuff in that game later. And Lance Lynn's fastball farm won them the first game. Royals and Twins split. I don't know, man. 6 Royals take the first 2. Twins take the second 2. 3 one-run games? Was it fun? Did you have a good time? Don't think so. Salvi Perez had back-to-back 2-homer games, finishing the last series and starting this one, so that's fun. Byron Buxton come back and get traded to the Yankees. Orioles take 2 out of 3 from the Indians, including, how about 18-5 on the final day? That must have been a good watch. Kagan Eichen helps the Orioles win the first game of that series, while Savali and the Indians win game 2. John Means to the IL. We hate it. Come back, John. Means well, early settler. And the Angels and Mariners split, because that's obvious. Justice Sheffield in Game 1 for the Mariners does enough. Ohtani start Game 2. We like that. Angels win the 2 middle games. Mariners win the bookends. Kikuchi, Jimmy, took a comebacker off the knee. But swelling, he's feeling better than expected. So Angels stink. And that's the AL recap. Kelnick having a bad time.
Can I? Great job, Jake. I think I'm gonna start a weird place for you.
Please. I thrive in weird places.
Tigers pitching.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the White Sox, the Tigers. Their starters were starting to look really good. And Skubal had a good start, like you said, against Giolito. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 11 Ks. And Casey Mize, 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. They were all 3 solo shots. But Turnbull, who's having a great season, he gets injured. Now, they say the initial diagnosis is positive, but it was a fun little storyline that we were starting to get, and maybe continuing to get, the Tigers starting pitchers, which is kind of the goal for the Tigers season, was like, let's have these young arms, prove themselves, tread water, and come out. And good job by Skubal and Mize, and
that's
hopefully
what,
Turnbull's all right.
When Chris Rose hopped in for an episode, he was mad that we were being tough on the Tigers, and I think it was like right after the Yankees series where the Tigers looked pathetic, and we were just saying like the watchability is a 0. Like I didn't think the Tigers were going to be great this year, but I was excited to see Skubal, I was excited to see Casey Mize, and those guys are starting to figure it out a little bit. So that's fun. Like the Tigers have been a watchable product for a little bit, and Eric Haas doing some fun things hitting-wise. So, that's kind of what we were looking for from the Tigres. That being said, they lose 3 out of 4 to the White Sox because the White Sox are really good and starting to create some space in the standings. 4 games up on Cleveland. If they start stretching early, if they can get that to 7-8 around All-Star break time.
Who's going to come for them?
That's the thing. It was supposed to be Trev's twins, but they're DED dead.
Yeah, we claim them dead. They're dead.
I got to claim a team's dead.
Not coming to the Yankees
this episode.
Stop.
I don't think he's coming to the Yankees either. I agree with you, Trev. The White Sox are good. And separation. They may run away with that division, and then they might. We'll see how it goes. It looking like it's going to be pretty fun for the White Sox.
The White Sox have the biggest division lead in baseball. There's some janky analytics. How about that?
Ain't no one catching the White Sox. Nobody is.
Yeah, they're just good every which way you slice it, man. They still are.
Yes.
Actually, they're 13-13 on the road now, so they're better at home.
Ha.
For a long time, they were good in every situation.
Happy for Trev's Tony La Russa.
Tony looking good with the South Side jersey on.
That's like literally a meme. He is a meme.
Yes.
Yes.
He probably pronounces it Mimi.
Oh, definitely.
May, Mimi. Yeah. Yeah. The Rays also playing good ball. They lead their division. They're 38-23, and things are going pretty well. Rich Hill. Talk about a good pickup by them.
Golly gee Willikers.
Yeah. And Choi's out, which sucked because that happened in his at-bat against Aroldis Chapman, and then he didn't play against Cole the next game, which was, as an entertainment industry, sucks because that's a guy who just crushes one of the better pitchers in baseball, and he didn't play, and we were like, what the hell is this? Is this some trickery by the Rays? Now he goes on the IL, which is a bummer, but at least I know it wasn't. They didn't deprive us of that matchup for no reason. Just because the Rays are being the Rays. How else do the Rays do it? Oh, Yarby. He had a good start recently.
Yeah, Glasnow and Rich Hill are 2 of the better pitchers in the American League right now.
Dude, Fleming pitched. Did they win this Fleming game?
He
gave up 10 hits, 5 earned runs, but he went 7 innings. It's kind of a odd line.
Bullpen saving Flemings? Is that what they're saying? They lost that game.
Okay.
That was Gibby.
Gibby's the best ever. When's Gibby going to get traded? You text him yet, Trev?
I haven't texted him about that. I will today. I'll say, when are you going to get traded, Gibby?
Yeah.
He's going to say, I like it in Texas. I think we might turn things, because he's the nicest guy ever. He's never going to say anything bad about anyone or any team. So,
Trev, you know what you can open that phone convo with? Say, hey, my friend, Gibby.
Yep.
How's it like having the lowest ERA in the American League? 2.06. We're in bold on the baseball reference, babe.
I sent him the other day. I was going through some WAR stats, seeing leaders and whatever, and he was like 8th in the overall in the American League. I'm like, let's go, Gibby. Let's go.
How is he
I'm
leading?
happy for him, man.
I guess some pitchers don't qualify. Because what'd you say his ERA is?
2.06.
Shit, not many.
How many innings
people
is
going to have
it
it lower than a 206?
65.2.
I guess Lance Lynn doesn't qualify yet.
How did he miss time?
Lance.
Yeah, he missed 2 starts. It's like not that many.
Gibby missed the start.
I know. That's why I was confused why Gibby
Interesting.
qualifies and Lance doesn't.
Hotter.
Oh, that's debatable.
That's
That's so debatable.
Very debatable.
Ooh, they're two different. Like they're very specific. They're niche hot.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys something. The White Sox, obviously, they have a great offensive team. They're even missing 2 of their better offensive players.
They also have
the
Lance
starting
Lynn.
pitching has been awesome. The bullpen, they went out and signed guys for their bullpen because that's what good teams freaking do. They go out and get good players to shore up a position or a part of the team that's not great. But then they also have a guy named Garrett Crochet. He's got a .39 ERA in his career, 21 games. He started to walk some people this year, but the guy is lights out. And like that is, do you remember when like the Rays had David Price and they just like stuck him in the bullpen in 2008? Like this is that for them.
Waka
like
for the Cardinals when he was in the pen, like his rookie year, who started for the Rays.
You could say like Urias last year for the Dodgers. Like you just get like a young electric dude who like maybe don't know if you want to have him be a starter or in the bullpen. They're trying to figure it out. But this guy, I mean, to have that, like you draft the guy, and when did they draft? They drafted him like 2 years ago, right? Last year. That's right. You drafted him last year. He plays last year. Doesn't give up a freaking run. And he's back this year doing the same damn thing. That's the shit that you have to have. Or at least really freaking helps your chances of winning a World Series. Like the White Sox are freaking scary. We knew on paper they were scary, but now they've gone out and fucking done it, man.
Trev, and I want to give you a little bit of credit. You mentioned it last episode that you were really stoked on the White Sox getting Liam Hendricks, and we kind of heard heading into free agency, there's teams that don't really spend on bullpen anymore, so it's kind of a limited pot of teams that were going to do it. If you took Liam Hendricks out of that bullpen, we would be having conversations that is the White Sox weakness, and who are they going to get? He has been the anchor on the back end, and, Crochet's been good. Foster's been good. But, Evan Marshall and Bummer, who they expect big things out of, haven't been where they expect to be. Hoyer had, past couple weeks hasn't been as hot, but when you got the anchor at that back end, it makes all the other bullpen problems a lot simpler.
And they have fucking Kopech too. Yeah. Like they have 2 of these guys they can do that with, right and the left. Kopech's hurt right now, but they're scary, dude. They're scary.
And they got Lance Lynn.
And they have Lance Lynn, who can, I heard he could kill somebody by just looking at him. So that's what I heard.
Look at Lance Lynn's game log. Just do it.
It's gross.
And then look at his pitch mix. I say it every single episode. And I will every time he starts if he continues doing this. He's got a 1.23 ERA through 10 starts.
It's wild, man. And now Lucas Giolito's a bad boy getting thrown out of freaking games.
I know. He wants me to break that down. I haven't seen it yet.
It's the Tony La Russa effect, man. He's doing it. I think a freaking squirrel could manage the White Sox. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, and that'd be a quiet squirrel.
Yeah,
Terrible.
that's all you need. Just a squirrel. Give the squirrel a bucket of acorns and let him go.
You got to fill out the lineup and stuff.
Oh, you just had to delegate.
Squirrel would be shitty at that.
As long as the squirrel can delegate, he's golden. Anything else that you got to talk about in the AL? The Yankees stink. The Blue Jays.
Yeah,
are
we need
like
to talk more
fun.
about how they stink. I know you guys have talked about that a lot. I haven't got a chance to talk about that.
Please.
Why do they stink so bad?
They can't
Why
hit.
is Giancarlo Stanton never playing? Like, he's not hurt, is he? Or maybe he is.
Jim's called that the biggest mystery I think he's seen on a baseball team ever.
I don't understand, guys. Like, that was the Red Sox came into town, slapped him in the face and left and said,
Well, because the
"See ya."
Red Sox are a team that has fun and energy and plays every side of the ball, and the Yankees are the opposite, and they all can't hit. All of their launch angles are down. Like, everyone's just hitting the ball straight into the ground, and that's like the biggest problem. Like, if you wanted to find the statistical biggest problem, all of their launch angles are bad, and all of the Yankees fans that hate like new age analytics are blaming it's because they only care about launch angle, and it's like, well, if they did, that would be great. If they could start caring about launch angle again, that'd be unreal, because all they do is hit the ball straight into the ground, and they're slow, and they have the worst fundamentals I've ever seen a team have, so they get out on the base paths all the time. Their left fielder can't play left field, and their right fielder can't play right field. And
they have a really good defensive right fielder, but they DH him.
They DH him. Judge gets DH'd, or they're playing him in center because they don't have a center fielder in the lineup. The only one they have is Brett Gardner, who's not supposed to play every day and is also performing with the bat worse than he normally or averagely should, even though that's never the reason why he's on the team is his bat. It's his base running and speed and defense. So the entire outfield is playing out of position. And this series against the Red Sox, 2 balls that are caught by every outfielder didn't get caught in big moments late in the game, and that led to rallies for the Red Sox. So why are the Yankees bad? Their offense is brutal, their roster construction's awful, and their fundamentals are impossibly bad.
Team built around hitting that's not hitting at all. Trevor.
Yeah, so the one guy I wanted to mention, because I don't want to talk about this too much. I know you guys are covering it a lot. I'm talking Yanks, but DJ LeMahieu, sorry. What's going on? I haven't watched a ton of Yankee games. Did he just have a few good years with the Yankees? Or is he struggling right now? Or is this DJ like kind of whatever?
Yeah, I
like
mean, who knows? DJ has a skill. He's had more than just a few good years, and we saw Jose Ramirez have an awful half a season and then pick it up in the back end. Like, DJ's the one guy I wouldn't be shocked if he has a crazy big second half and his skill set comes around. But right now, it's his batted ball profile.
Trev, I think the bigger thing that comes into play. And we don't know if it's related to balls or if it's not hitting or if it's a combination. But DJ LeMahieu right now, he's slugging .321. He's got a career batting average of .302. Gleyber Torres, his power hasn't been there all season. So it's it's tough. They lead the league in double plays by a mile because they can't run. There's no power. It's a team that's, supposed to be one of the best hitting teams in the league, and they're just not doing it. And the stand stuff is wild. If anyone's looking for a good clip, BBD brought it to our attention on Talkin' Yanks last night. Trev, the Yankees have an off day today. They have an off day Friday. They play the Phillies this weekend, National League, so Stan's probably not playing then. And then the Yankees have an off day Monday too. So
I saw that clip.
Giancarlo over a 9-day period might play 3 games. Might start 3 games.
Let me ask you, do you guys think that's good for a hitter to play 3 times in 9 days?
No.
It's not. It's really not. That's so dumb. But going back to DJ, I mean, his OPS plus, he's had more seasons under 100 than over 100. We talked about this before he signed his big deal. I said, I don't know how many suitors there are going to be because the track record isn't great. I like DJ a lot. I like watching him play. I know what he brings to the team, what he meant to the Yankees for those 2 years. I'm just curious, man. Like, was it just a mirage those 2 years? Like, he's locked up for what, 6 more years? 5 more years?
5 more, including this.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
to see.
but
also,
I mean, he was good with Colorado. It's just the slugging, the short porch and the juiced balls helped him in 2019. And he's a good defensive player. Like if he goes back to being around 100 OPS offensively or slightly
that's not
above,
what you paid for, though. That's not what you paid for. You paid for those 2 years, 135, 177. That's
very, very, very true.
Trev, it's a big question of Yankees concerns.
Yeah, DJ is probably 10th on the list.
Yeah.
Let's
still hope.
move on. That's
Like
enough
they
Yankee
can't
talk.
catch fly balls, Trev. They can't.
Yeah.
They have corner outfielders that aren't outfielders. That's the
Also,
bigger.
your management won't spend money because there's a fake salary cap. That's another problem, too. So, anyways, we can move on now.
Yeah, they stink.
Good job, Red Sox.
Red Sox are good and fun. I compared them to the 2017 Yankees during their PPP, and I still think that rides. And I think they're going to have a lot of fun the rest of the way. If the Red Sox make the playoffs, I'd say watch out. I don't know what their formula is going to be when they make the playoffs, but I'd say watch out because they got a lot of momentum, a lot of fun on their side, and kind of a what's the term when like second life type, like doesn't matter, like
Playing with house money?
House money. They're playing with house money a little bit this season. That's a scary thing to do when a team's fun, young, and playing with house money.
And they could not be playing with house money if they get Chris Sale back and maybe if they make another trade or something.
I still think they will because they weren't expected to be a playoff team. So whenever you have that, you just
They reset the cap and
play,
all that shit.
Play a little looser. Yeah. All right. Interleague. Here we go. There was one series. The A's took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. They won the first game and the second game. In the first game, it was Montes versus Gray. The A's scored like 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Got off to an early lead. Tried to go with the lesser bullpen. They brought in Burt Smith, fan favorite. He gave up some runs, but they held on to win 9-5. In game 2, Swervin' Irvin put on a show. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Luzardo came out of relief for the 3rd time this season. Maybe people weren't aware that he's been doing that lately, and he gave up some runs, but the A's held on to win again. How about that? In game 3, going for the sweep. Caprellian pitches for the A's. Not bad, not a bad outing by him, but German Marquez was better. He shut down the A's. They avoid the sweep. Story's expected to return on Tuesday. John Gray goes on the IL after his start in game 1, and the A's take 2 out of 3. Simple. Easy as that.
Because they always do. Because the A's just win all the damn time.
They're a good team.
That's an aesthetically pleasing series for me. I really, really love green and purple together, so that was cool to see that.
You big Barney fan?
Side note. I know that's a Barney color scheme, but I just think they go really well together, so maybe...
I mean, you can be a fan of Barbie. I had my first crush
green
on
with an
Barney
accent
girl.
of a Barney girl?
Yeah, one of the little girls. I was in the class.
Okay.
She was sad on the swings. She had to go to the dentist or something. I forget the episode.
Yeah, well, going to the dentist sucks.
Yeah, when I was 6, and she was probably 6, it was the first crush I had. I thought she was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barney.
All right. Barney. Yeah, Barney. Barney was. I think that's kind of our age, man. Barney was hot in the streets.
I saw right through his bullshit.
What's his Barney got bullshit? Is he purple or green? He's purple, right?
Purple with a green chest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
like the other way around. More green than purple.
Okay. Is that any pro team ever?
No.
Or college team?
Green and purple.
I don't know if I've ever seen a green and purple color scheme.
The Rockies done like a St. Patrick's Day uni or some shit.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Green and purple rocks. Yeah. Think about all the things that are green and purple. There's a lot of cool stuff that's green and purple.
Grass. Flowers. You got any more?
That are purple?
Yeah, what's purple?
I like grape flavored stuff, and that's always purple.
Okay.
I know nobody likes grape flavored stuff.
Yeah.
Grape licorice. Ooh, baby, give it to me.
Oh my God.
Grape licorice.
Trev,
Yeah,
I push the gross boundaries on here, and you're like pushing them further.
You like the Australian brand licorice? I like that stuff.
I really do like that. I don't eat that stuff. I don't put it in this temple anymore. But when I did, that's really good licorice. My favorite licorice is a fresh red vines, fresh pack.
Your California
You can't get a
gross.
stale one.
Oh,
You
Californian.
Oh, how do you know someone's from California? They think red vine tastes good. I like going to the beach because my mom buys licorice. That's like her beach snack, and I would never buy it for myself. But if I'm sitting on the sand and there's a bag of licorice being passed around the circle, I'm gonna eat all of it. So I'm pretty into that. Good job by
Were
the
Were the Mighty Ducks green and purple?
Ooh, yeah. I think
With the
not in
little yellow?
D1.
Yeah, that's like the new unis.
Was it D2? Did they become that? Or was it most?
Classic
No. I
freaking
think
uni.
When I picture Goldberg, I have him in green and purple.
that's so. It is D1, but it's mostly green with a little bit of purple. You might have it there. We lost
Maybe that's
internet,
what
so
I'm
we
thinking
can't Google search it. But
I'm gonna.
and I searched Mighty
Ducks
Bucks
won.
instead of Mighty Ducks on my phone. But I think that's your team right there.
I'm looking right now.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of purple though.
jerseys. It kind of is. It's purple, yellow, and green.
Yeah, the
And I
purple
think
stripe at
now
the
that
bottom.
I have to get a hat or something now because that's my favorite colorway.
Well, you're a huge Mighty Ducks fan?
Not really. Nah.
favorite colorware.
Cake eater.
Jim.
That's a Minnesota term. Did you hear that a lot when you played there? People call you a cake eater? You're not. You're a pool man, though. So
Yeah,
I can call
I'm
you
a cool
that.
man.
Yeah. All right. Good job by the Rockies. Psych. They lost.
Oops.
Standout performances. You ready for them?
Standout performance.
I'm ready, baby.
They are brought to you by DraftKings. It's not only my favorite sportsbook, but also America's top-rated sportsbook. I love using DraftKings Sportsbook. Do they have a promotion this time? Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 in free credits by betting on the basketball team of your choice to win their next game. And if they do, you will claim $100 in free credits. That's promo code JOMBOY for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. I got a bet for everyone this coming week. Whenever Hap pitches against the Yankees or Pineda pitches against the Yankees, bet the under and bet the Twins. Or like if they have individual lines on Hap and Pineda, because they will be shutting the Yankees down. Hap will probably go 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned against the Yankees. So that'll be a lot of fun. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only, new customers only. Wager paid out in site credits. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLA, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Standout performances.
Standout performance.
Trev, you get to go first.
Yes, I got a good one. I think this might be back-to-back for this guy. I'm going with my guy, Zack Greinke. Against the Blue Jays, 9 innings pitched, 1 earned run, and I love this. 3 Ks. 6 hits, 1 walk. And our guy Zach, I mean, he's just a treasure in the game. I know we talk about him a lot, but I feel like he's another one of those guys that should be talked about more. He saw his ERA on May 25th. He went 6 innings pitched with 4 earned runs, got up to 3.97. Then he was like, you know what? I don't like that. So I'm going to pitch a lot better. And he pitched against the Padres. He went 8 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run with 4 strikeouts. Then he said, you know what? I like that. So here we go. Here's Toronto, another one of the better hitting teams in the league. He basically mirrored that line again, except he went 9 innings pitched this time, like I said, with the 6 hits and the 1 earned run and the 3 Ks. The way he pitches is different than anybody else in the league. You know, he's just been doing it for so long. His baseball reference page is awesome. He's accumulated 74 WAR. He's a Hall of Famer. And I don't think people talk about that enough. So, Zack Greinke, you demand.
One of the lone characters left in baseball and still performing at an elite level, which is a good combination because his characterness is like completely natural.
I didn't know that his name was Donald
Yeah.
Zachary Greinke. That makes it even better. Everything about this guy.
Yeah, I mean, if he was a Donald Greinke, I think more people would know him.
I think his nickname would be the Duck, just because he's odd.
The Don.
Or like Quack.
I've told this story I think before here, but the first time I faced Greinke, you know, obviously all the hype is there, and he might have had an off day or something. I saw the ball pretty well against him, and I was like, "What? That Greinke guy? You know, come on, how does he have these numbers?" And then the second time I faced him, he absolutely diced us up, and everything was moving this way and that way in different speeds, and it was like, holy shit, now I know. So since that day, I've been like on the Zack Greinke train, and he just doesn't go away, man. He's the real deal. He's almost 38 years old.
Is he really?
Yep.
I guess that makes sense. I guess I would have guessed high. Hearing it's a kind of like.
He's a free agent too.
Doing it for a while.
The Astros also put up a ton of runs here, right? So he was pitching with relative stress-free.
He doesn't care about that.
Yeah, does he ever throw stressful pitches?
He doesn't care.
Can't.
One of the I'm happy that the ending of the World Series was Game 7. The Nats won, right? Knowing everything we know, happy the Nats won.
Yeah.
But Greinke's outing now doesn't get talked about. One of the best Game 7 World Series starting pitching outings you'll see.
And so dominant, you know, there were some strikeouts, but if you remember how much he was fielding, you know, he was his own, like he was a team. He looked like a wiffle ball player. He's just doing it all himself.
6-time Gold Glover.
Whoops.
Dude, he didn't get a single swing and miss on his fastball in this game, and he went 9 innings pitched, 1 earned run.
Don't need
the
it.
3 Ks thing, like I feel like pitchers K 3 people on accident.
Yeah.
You know, Cy Young, 6-time All-Star, 6-time Gold Glove, 2-time Silver Slugger, 2-time ERA title.
Dude,
this guy's a freak.
He threw 13 fastballs in the zone for a called strike. Just chooses his spots. So that's a lot to have just not even swung at, fouled off, put in play, or it just dicing him up, not expecting it.
Not looking for it.
All right, let me hold on. This is my favorite thing before I move on. Guess the career earnings.
Ooh, gotta be big.
I don't know it. I'm looking it up right now.
I would guess like 160.
I was going to guess somewhere around 200. But I don't know where his big contracts came from.
He just signed a 6-year, $200 million deal with the Astros.
Oh, he did?
Or whoever it was. He's made $317 million in his career. And deservedly so. He's been the.
What do you mean he just signed that with the Astros? I thought they took on his contract.
Sorry, the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was forgetting.
He signed a 6-year.
I was forgetting who gave him the big contract, but it's the Diamondbacks, and they're my black hole team, and I'm very honest about that, so it makes sense now.
Yeah. So this year he's making 35, and 10.3 of that is being paid by the Diamondbacks. So. Just to rub it in their wound a little bit, but 317 mil, baby.
Let's go Snakes.
What do you think that guy does with that money? Like, I'm curious. Is he a car guy? Does he have a zillion houses?
Tells his wife or whoever to manage it. Ask for allowance. I don't know. He's got a bunch of kids. Hopefully he's saving it for their futures.
I'm just curious. Like, I wonder what he's into.
He's got to have one thing. He has one
like Legos.
thing.
Or he probably has like a sick Lego collection or something like that.
Like Connects. Maybe it's Connects. Maybe he's bought out all the connects in the world.
To scale Wrigley Field in his basement.
No.
My buddy
cares about baseball.
My buddy in elementary school won the Ferris wheel made out of connects that was in the middle of the mall, like 20 feet, like 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide. And then they won it. And then they just had it in their house. And the parents were like, this sucks, man. I don't want this in our house. It took up their whole living room. It's just this fucking giant Ferris wheel connect. So that's what I'm imagining Greinke's whole basement now. And I'm enjoying
Someone said in the chat he buys swords, which like, he's joking, but that also makes sense if he just had a bunch of cool swords.
Like, yeah, he could have a museum in his basement of like weapons throughout time, and you'd be like, oh, this is pretty heavy. All right, man. Like, we're here with our kids. Not into this. Great award, Trev.
Thank you. Zack Greinke. What a guy, dude. We could talk about Zack Greinke all day.
My award is third, and Jake's is up now.
Okay. Trev, you noted it the other day. I think we posted some of it on JOMBOY Media. You've seen the people in the crowd saying, you know, raise your right arm if you're a boob guy, raise your left arm if you're a butt guy. You know, Castellanos, I think he did a hawk wave to that. You know, and if you're a tits man, I'm a yes man, Trev. Yasmani Grandal, his performance stood out for a couple reasons. You know, we were doing the catchers, and you know, we looked at Yasmani's numbers, and that's a story that needs to be discussed more. Yasmani Grandal is now hitting 153 at the dish with a 392 on base. He has an 807 OPS. In this game, Yasmani Grandal went 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 homers. And his second homer, his pitching staff that he was behind the dish for just gave up 6 runs to give up the lead by 1 run. So what's Yasmani do? He comes up the following half inning, ties it up with his second homer of the game. White Sox end up winning the next inning on a Yermin Mercedes walk-off. Man, I can only imagine what the drunk uncles in Chicago are saying about Yasmani's season, because he's having a good year, but I can understand where that's tough to process for some old-school baseball fans. 392 on base and 807 OPS. I think he has one of the worst BABIPs in the league right now, so the batting average should sneak up. And Trev, we're talking, you know, sneaky careers. Like, Yasmani's been doing it for a while. Jim, something you'd like from his baseball reference page. Every year, he's had OPS plus of over 100. So Yasmani just does it year in, year out. He's on this White Sox team. He's a bonus piece. We never talk about Yasmani Grandal. And this was a big game for him on a day they needed it as well.
Yasmani's line here is one of the lines that makes me question the stats I like.
Right.
Because he's played in 41 games this season, Trev.
Dang.
Guess how many of those he's gotten a hit in?
How many games?
He's played 41. How many of those do you think he has recorded a hit?
I mean, I see he has 17 hits, so I'm going to say 12.
14 games out of the 41.
14 games.
So
he's only had 3 games with multiple hits?
Yes.
How many times has he been on base multiple times?
Yeah.
A lot.
The walks are there. He leads the league in walks, but as Jake says, walks are boring. Even though they're productive. Like, he's not a fun watch, I would guess, day in, day out. And then he is doing well, but you have to really explain it to someone. So, yeah, I mean, I like OPS. I like OPS plus, but I also...
If you just took the batting average out, though, like literally you said, put your hand over the page and didn't look at his batting average and just look at
you think
OEP,
he's having an amazing year. But that's a little bit of where we're going with baseball, where We're rewarding less entertainment.
Circle this and how can we
How
change
can we
this
fix
a little
this?
bit?
Because we're rewarding less
Because Yasmani
entertainment.
can also hit, Trev. I think that's the other side point of this. Like, Yasmani Grandal has proven he can hit in this league.
Yeah.
153. that's tough. That's 1,000 at bats. 153.
I haven't watched.
Math.
I haven't watched a lot of his at bats, but I mean the walks thing. That's not his fault. Like, is the book on him out of the zone, and he's just learned this year to figure it out?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not. Baseball rewards this, and it's good and it's productive. I agree with all of that.
It's good for Yasmani Grandal.
Yeah, and the White Sox,
Yeah.
in a way. But I don't think it's good for the entertainment of the sport.
No.
Seeing and writing 45 walks in 41 games, pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
17 hits
I
on
love
the
when
year,
people have
9
more
homers.
walks than Ks.
He's got more walks than games played.
Yeah.
Nuts. All right, my standout performance is Cedric Mullins. I very rarely choose a hitter for my standout. I like doing pitchers. I always say if I do choose a hitter, has to have like multi-homer game or something. Well, Cedric Mullins had a multi-homer game. He had 2 home runs. He also went 5 for 5. Didn't get him out. Didn't take a walk. That's entertainment. Every hit came when he was down in the count or it was a full count. It wasn't a lot of 2-0, 3-1 fastball hunting. It was 0-1, 2-2, 3-2, back-to-back homers against the starter, Savali, after getting a single on him. And then, gets the single, home run, another home run, doesn't stop, 2 more at-bats, 2 more hits. Mullins in his last 14 games started as a .411 batting average, .476 on base. He's got a 12-day hitting streak. Not game, because there was a doubleheader in one of the doubleheader games. He didn't get a hit, but I'm saying day. 14 days in which he's played a game, he has a hit in a row. So Cedric Mullins.
Cedric the Entertainer, man. He looks dialed.
Any Baltimore fans in the chat, has he made a mechanical adjustment? Because he's never really hit like this at any level. It could be that he's 26, turning 27. He's now seen some big league pitching. And man, if you're a good baseball player, you give yourself a few years at any level to figure shit out. Like, you're gonna do it. Guys need those plate appearances to get it going. So is it just that, or has he made a mechanical adjustment? Either way, he's been a story all year long. This isn't like a little flash in the pan thing. He's been doing it all freaking year.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well, he was young, Trev. I think young and regular playing time.
Oh, here we go. Here, see, I had no idea. They say he stopped switch hitting.
Oh, really?
So there, fucking
That's
A.
a pretty big.
You know your team
That's
better.
a
You know
big
your team
one.
better than we do. Thank you, Orioles fans in the chat or whoever
Love
threw
you
that our
guys.
way.
That was Daniel Ramos said that, and then Cam said that.
I'm gonna start
and,
switching.
Adam.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Versus
Okay, so let's look into this a little bit. So he only swings lefty now.
Yeah.
He's just an atrocious right-handed hitter.
as a righty
How do we-
he's also as a righty in 2018, 452 OPS. As a righty, in only 18 plate appearances in 2019 as a righty, but they're like awful. 1 hit in 18 plate appearances. And then as a righty in 2020, 502 OPS. So that's pretty cool.
Scrap it.
That's
fucking
we say like,
awesome.
did he make an adjustment, Trev? There's like one of the bigger ones you can make.
That's our bad. I mean, obviously, you probably should have known that. Don't watch a ton of Orioles baseball, but
That's why we have the live
man.
chat, man.
See, I love that.
That's why we have the live chat.
Yes, thank you, chat.
Good job by Cedric Mullins.
BBD slump watch. I'm out again. Get the picture ready.
Wow.
He's out.
Defensive Trev.
Proactive.
I mean, even like as a lefty versus a lefty,
Good job.
his numbers are good. So it's
job.
not even like he's hurting. That's so funny. All right. Slump watch. Wah, wah. Do I have the sound effects? Slump watch. All right. I wasn't here Friday. Kelsey subbed in for me, so I'm not familiar with this, who we have, who stayed. But BBD, can you give us who are possible ads?
Potential ads. Kyle Schwarber, biggest offer of the weekend that I could find. 0 for 12, a walk, 4 Ks. Having a better year than I thought, because I thought I was going to open up his page and be like, oh, well, he's just not having a good year. No, he's kind of doing okay, all things considered. David Peralta, big trade deadline rumor mill guy, goes 1 for 10 on the weekend with a walk. Anthony Rizzo, 1 for 17. Corey Dickerson, another deadline rumor guy, 1 for 14, 5 Ks. The one was a double. Trey Mancini, 2 for 15 on the weekend, 5 Ks.
A lot of guys here saying, hey, my family really likes this area. Don't trade me.
Yeah.
I'll just go in a quick slump.
Little slumperoo crew.
Trev, that robot picture of you,
It's electric.
I don't know if we should shout out whoever drew it. I know we had a couple come in, but that, I had to stop. I had to look away from the screen because it was making me laugh. I mean, that is...
This one is from Nina.
Nina?
Yes.
I mean, that looks like
Thank you,
Trev.
Nina. Yeah, it's Trevor as a robot. It's
Spooky.
really, really good.
Oh man. You know what? I'm glad to laugh about it. It makes me so upset that all you can do is laugh about it. I think we figured it out.
Well, I don't know. Everyone always says it's at the hour and 20-minute mark when it starts happening. We're 5 minutes away, so fingers crossed. Knock on some wood. All right, let's see who we got to add. You got your mean Mercedes. He was on Slump Watch, and he goes 1 for 11 with 2 walks, so he stays slumping. We'll just keep him around for now.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez, he goes 4 for 10 with 2 walks. It's 500 OBP. Teoscar, you are off. Good job. Ooh, Zanino. He went 0 for 4 2Ks. So what? He only played 2 games. Catcher, I guess.
So he's 0 for his last 14, dating back to the last.
Ooh, so he's got to stay.
Keep an eye on him,
And he
yeah.
typically beats up the Yankees, and last year's was the Yankees.
Yeah. Miguel Sano, he went 3 for 15 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs and a walk. The slash line isn't great. The OPS is 902 in this last series, but dude, 2 home runs, 2 walks.
That's kind of what you asked
Yeah,
of from
I think if you're a
Sano.
Twins fan and you're watching this, you're like, well, we got something out of Sano. Unless it was all slop time and they weren't watching. I don't know about that, but I'm going to take him off.
Yeah, no claps, but like whatever.
Bregman goes 2 for 9. He only played 2 games with 2 walks. So he had 2 walks, 2 hits in 2 games.
Is it 3
Again.
games?
Was it 3 games, BBD?
I think he only played in 2.
If he only played,
He only played in 2 this weekend.
so he had 2. Oh, no walks. 2
No walks
doubles.
this weekend.
2 doubles.
Both hits were doubles.
Let's see.
Let's keep him for
I'm
now.
interested in watching.
Rizzo.
Because his LSU beat our CCSU, jerk.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, a lot
innings.
of the kids that I coached in little league that played with my brother Luke
Yeah,
are pitching or playing in the World Series right now.
it's cool.
Kid that was a pitcher for Luke's team was pitching in the World Series and like fucking doing really well. He was a crafty lefty at age 10.
Yeah, they always are. That's why they're lefties.
It's so funny. Like he didn't have a good fastball like at age 10, but he had a crazy pickoff move. The first base runner got picked off every single game when we were like in the Cal Ripken World Series and stuff. So shout
out to guys who are playing. Hunter Pasqualini, a big fan of our show from CCSU. He reached out. And Robert Ahlstrom, who picked for the Ducks, Oregon, SCO Ducks, he reached out. He's a big fan as well. So we're big with the college boys, Trev. You clean up down there.
What?
Sorry, we were talking about your Stanford days.
Yes.
I turned down Stanford. You know what I'm
Same.
talking about.
I did too.
I didn't even apply.
Well, my mom was like, "Do you want to apply for Stanford?" I said, "No." So
No.
I turned.
You
it
think
down.
I want to go there?
She said I was joking, Jim. I said I don't care. No. All right,
Everyone
I
knows
really
about
did do
Stanford.
that.
Rizzo's on.
You really did do that.
Yeah, you really did do that. Yeah,
People don't talk about
We were
that.
joking. You weren't. Rizzo's on 1 for 17.
Yeah.
And he's a big name, and I want to watch him.
Yeah.
Now you said Schwarby's stats are actually better.
Just his overall numbers on the year are like better than I thought they were. We'll go to his baseball.
Boom,
reference in
boom.
that.
Everybody
I
say
like that.
Schwarber. We'll
I
trade
think
deadline
OPS
Schwarbo.
plus OPS plus 104 on the season.
9 home runs, 8 doubles, but the slash lines are like just barely
So we got what? We got
It's just overall better than I would have thought. in
we
my
got
brain.
2 slots, and Rizzo's taking 1.
Yep, I put Rizzo there, and then you have one more slot, unless we want to bump Bregman. Are we interested in Dickerson and Peralta because they're trade targets? Because I kind of am interested in them just because they're kind of somewhat in trade targets.
Schwarber.
Peralta's slump goes beyond that series he's won for his last 18 if you go a little bit more.
Schwarber's in trade talks too, I guess. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, 1-year deal.
Nat's got to believe that they're still in it.
They heard I'm out, and they're out.
Let's take Bregman out.
Okay, and we'll do all the trade guys.
Yeah, and then it'll just be one. So Mancini's not going.
We like you, Trey. You'll be fine.
Good. Good job, everyone. So we have Yermin, Zanin, Rizzo, Schwarbo, Peralta, Corey Dickerson. One extra today.
Okay.
Eventually, we're just going to have to do like a on the block watch.
On the block.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess trade deadline's July 31st usually. So like
I guess in July we got a fully
on July,
do it.
we'll do on the block watch.
On the block.
Next up is searching for the soundbite, so making noise.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
On Fuego. Cedric Mullins, already told you about him. Justin Upton had himself a hell of a series. 3 home runs, 6 for 14 with 3 doubles and 3 homers. Holy smokes. Talking baseball, April plus May. What were we going to call him? Not all baseball.
All baseball.
Outfielder Jesse Winker. He goes 8 for 18 with 4 homers. He's crazy. J.P. Crawford, he also had a good series. 7 for 13. No homers, though. Five doubles instead. Jonathan India, 7 for 13 with 2 homers. Madrigal.
Uh-oh.
Hey, 6 for 11 with a homer and a double. That's awesome. That's like what I wanted to start seeing. Like, you need some pop.
Leading the league in triples, my short king. Get on the bus, boys. We're leaving the station.
I wonder, like, what changed. Maybe his power just comes a little later, but yeah, that's since he hit his first home run, Madrigal has like shown some more pop. Since then, since he hit his first home run, he's got 8 extra base hits.
Just the start, baby.
Yeah, I like that. Who else is hot? Yuli Gurriel, 6 for 10. Eric Haas. Is that how you say that?
Haas.
5 for 12. Ketel Marte, 8 for 14 with 2 doubles. And Ozzie Albies, 4 for 12 with 3 doubles. Doesn't seem incredibly hot, but good for Ozzie that he made it on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, for him, it went a little beyond that. He's on a 6-game doubles streak. Doubled in 6 straight games, 16 hitting streak, 4 multi-hit games in that period.
Badass.
How about it? 6 games.
So I took some creative liberties on that one.
Yeah. In his
like
first
it.
34 games, Madrigal had 7 extra base hits with no homers. And that was 40-something games. And then since that first homer, and we had the full conversation about him, he's hitting.
You gotta believe.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
3,000 hits coming your way.
In the next 18 games, he's doubled his extra base hits, basically. 3,000. He's up. All right, so there's your standouts. Let's move it on to awards. Trav, you get to go first.
James, I will be keeping with the Talking baseball strategy for my award. And
As
this
you
one
should.
today is called the You Can't Swim Award. Now, we all know the Fellowship of the Ring. Boromir, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, Samwise, Frodo, Merry, and Pippin. They all... Is Gandalf part of Fellowship? I think he might be. I don't know. They all go off on their quest to Mordor. During that quest, Frodo realizes, or he thinks, I need to go alone. Boromir kind of scares him a little bit, causes him to put the ring on, which is he disappears. He heads down to the river and is going to get in the boat. and he's going to take the ring all by himself. But Samwise Gamgee is not going to let that happen. He made a promise to protect Frodo. So he runs down just as Frodo enters the river, and he was like, I'm coming with you. What are you doing? You can't go alone. Starts to go out to the boat. Turns out Samwise can't swim. So Frodo looks back and says, Sam, you can't swim. Cuts to Sam sinking down. He's going to drown. This is bad. One of our heroes is going to fall. But then, boom, Frodo reaches down the hand and pulls Samwise out of the water, and the two begin their quest to Mordor together. Now, in this scenario, Frodo would be the Olympics, and Samwise would be Team USA. The Olympics were about to go off on their own without Team USA playing baseball in them, but over the weekend, Team USA reached out and got drawn out of the water with a win over Venezuela. They have now qualified and will be going to the Olympics. So I thought we had to shout the boys out. There's some really fun names on that roster. John Jay, Edwin Jackson, Homer Bailey's on the team. Your guy, Dave Robertson, is on the team.
Todd Frazier, right?
Like I said, Todd Frazier, who hit a big home run, an insurance run in that game against Venezuela. They're also being managed by Mike Scioscia. So it's a cool thing. They're headed to the Olympics where they should be. And even, this is another cool tidbit on this team, Adam Jones, who's currently playing in Japan, is trying to get an exemption to play with the boys, put that USA on his chest. Again, if you guys remember in the WBC, he had that big catch. And playing for Team USA is just different. And baseball back in the Olympics for the first time since 2008, I think. It's been a while since they've had baseball in the Olympics, and it would be really dumb if the U.S. wasn't participating. So shout out to the boys for going and getting that at-large berth. They'll be there, and that's my Talking Baseball Award.
Great stuff, Trev. Phenomenal. Jake?
I miss Robot Trev, I'll be honest.
Wow.
I told you it's working. It's working, baby.
Yeah.
Trev's theory is working.
Solved it.
I'm giving out a tough act to follow,
Yes.
so I'll just be quick with it. I'm giving out the Smartest Team in Baseball Award.
Nice.
Smartest Team in Baseball Award. It goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jake Snakes. Jim, something we're good at. When we take a step back and, this company's doing good things, and we're like, are we smart? Not particularly. We got good logic on a lot of things. We like to work hard. The D-backs read the room. They looked around, and they said, oh, crap, the Giants are good now? Like, we knew the Dodgers and the Padres were going to be good for the next couple of years. The Giants are good, too? So, we've thrown it in tank mode. The Diamondbacks have now the worst record in baseball. We are going for the number 1 pick. And we're just going to try to build something. We're out here. We want rings. We play for rings in the desert. That's the shirt I wear. We play for rings in the desert.
It's a picture of a guy with a metal detector.
Yeah.
Just wandering aimlessly in the desert.
Yes. We read the room. We recognize it's not our time. We've got some big trades lining up. I've been talking to the front office, social media team. We read the room. We're going to get the 1 pick, I think, and watch out for Jake Snakes. So let's go D-backs.
Watch out when?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, no timetable?
Why would you put yourself in a box like that?
Okay.
I will not applaud. We cannot give awards to teams for being incompetent.
Okay, Trev, that's the opposite of what just happened. You don't see me shitting on your Luke Skywalker award you just gave out.
Oh, because the Team USA
Oh, well,
actually won.
Actually, Chewbacca and C-3PO hooked up in the earlier books, and they had a baby lion robot.
Everything you're saying could be true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. Go Torey Lovello and Eddie Escobar.
Yell at him, Tori.
Yelling at him. I like it.
He yelled at him, and then they lost all the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm giving out the Lower the Globe Award.
Ooh.
Always a fan favorite.
Lower the globe! Lower the globe! Ow! Scheisse. Well, congratulations, Numbnuts. You've succeeded in turning me into a frickin' jack-in-the-box. Get it off! Get it off! It's dark! It's dark! I'm okay. I'm okay.
One of my favorite scenes from Austin Powers.
Good scene.
It goes to the entire Nats Phillies game. The Nats Phillies game was very similar to that scene in Austin Powers. First, Voth comes out because he took a bunt attempt to the face. Was that what happened? The umpire had to come out because he took a foul ball to the face. And then the net falls. So Voth starts in place of Strasburg and was injured in the third when he was hit by a pitch trying to square a bunt. So he's out of the game. Umpire, he takes a foul ball to the face. He's out of the game. People are like, man, this game's crazy. And then the netting falls down, which you just never seen before. So it's a mess. And everyone's okay. Well, I don't know if those two guys are okay.
Tough scene.
The netting didn't hurt anyone. And then shout out to the grounds crew for fixing it so fast. Because I would bet you they're not prepared for that. I don't know if if the netting falls, this is what we do, fire drill. But they got it fixed after however long it took them. But yeah, I was on the plane. I just got tons of tweets like, break this down. I was like, what's happening in this game?
They eventually got the tractor out there, the John Deere pulling the net.
Yeah, they
back up.
made it a nice little pulley system.
Yeah, ingenuity at its finest. I said this on Chris Rose when we did the IG live this morning. Like, they didn't install that net. Like, that's some company. So it's not like they know the ins and outs of it really.
Yeah.
But hey,
No.
freaking grounds crew coming through, because that, to me, if I just think that happens, I'm like, game's canceled. We'll fucking pick it up the next day because a crew has to come here and fix that for liability reasons, right?
Someone's got to put that net back up, and it ain't us.
Yeah, I mean,
but they did it.
We're kind of a tarp crew.
We got to give some love. If you work on the grounds crew, you're a problem solver.
You know what I think?
You see a fence down and you think, how do I put that fence up?
It's true.
And that's what they did. I love it. D-Backs just joined in the chat. Love you guys.
Right after Jake
just gave you an award. You're a little late.
Oh my god.
What would have been kind of cool if they said, hey, we can't get the net back up, but we're going to play through everyone that's in the netted area. We're going to move you to upper deck or outfield. You'll get comped tickets in the nice seats
That's
again.
thinking.
And then they played the remainder of the game no netting, and we just saw how many foul balls just go bam. You're like, imagine if a guy was there.
Or a guy would have been like, no, I'm staying.
Yeah.
It's my right.
Yeah.
Do you think they were because this is what we're talking about, it's a liability issue, and the grounds crew fixes this thing, is the insurance still good if something happened with that net?
Yeah, there's some fun phone calls about,
Bad times for someone.
I read a rumor that they had a TaskRabbit guy put up the net. And they're regretting that. Yeah.
Came over 15
I don't know what
minutes.
that is.
Trev,
You wouldn't know what that is, Trev, because you're a pool guy and you're a
Trev.
ground screw guy and you do it yourself.
Trev,
you don't hire
Yeah,
TaskRabbits.
Trev hires so many people to help out his house. Trev, can you shout out some groundskeepers and some grounds crew and some of the people back in, I remember
Danny Cunningham.
when we went down to spring training with you, you were shaking hands, all of the twin staff down there, and man, those people, Jimmy and I, he just mentioned Danny Cunningham. He's the Yankees head groundskeeper, and man, the work he does, those guys deserve love. They're a part of the team.
Yeah, and they, you want to go work early on the field, they got to clean the field up again. So you want to go out there and be able to do that, but you understand that's causing more work for these guys, but they don't care. Like, that's what they're there for. The guy that I introduced you guys to, I believe his name is George. I hope I'm not messing that up. He's the head ground crew guy down in Fort Myers during spring training, and we had the best playing surface in any spring training field. He's very meticulous about it. There are times during the day where he'll just come out with no shirt on too, just doing it. He's probably, how old is the guy? He's 75, 80, maybe more. And so, yeah, these guys, they work their ass off. They really, really do. They're there very late at night. And then you have to think about like dumb shit happening, like it's snowing or like during the season, or like crazy rainstorms coming out of nowhere trying to get the tarp on when it's heavy as hell. Like, it's a tough job, man. So shout out to the grounds crew.
My dog Maisel's digging up a lot of holes in my backyard, and we're moving. And I'm thinking, like, I got to fill in that damn hole. So shout out to me, I guess.
Shout out.
I'm considering filling in the holes in my backyard, and I should be awarded for that.
Pretty big.
Best friend of the week?
I'm giving it to Gibby. 5.1
Yes,
shot
sir.
against the Rays, who are the best teams over the last month or so.
You know what's going to suck, dude? He's going to go to the Blue Jays. And I'm going to be like, fuck, man. But I want you not to go to the Blue Jays. But they need the most pitching.
Are we getting a different kind of robot, Trev?
I hate. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, bro. Everything's working against me. I'm playing through, coach. I'm playing through this
all
one.
you can do. Good job,
Good
Gibby.
job by Gibby. Great job. All right, we have elevator talk. Hey, who did you guys do elevator talk about last time?
Didn't have time.
Oh, you didn't do it?
Red Sox, I think. No?
With Kelsey?
Did the whole league. We just did a big segment on Ion Anderson.
I ought to understand.
What was the quote you said? We play for rings in the desert?
We play for rings in the desert.
Yeah. Search. They're searching for him. Metal detector.
I think you change it to search.
Yeah. Yeah, because
you have a guy with a metal detector searching for rings.
I have you wandering the desert, lost and alone,
Scared.
with a metal detector,
So scared.
searching for rings.
We play for rings in the desert. Phoenix Suns.
You're shirtless.
D-backs.
You're defeated. You're sad. You have a metal detector
Hot.
Okay,
and
that
you're
was the first
searching
thing,
for
first thing
rings
that changed
in the desert.
in the desert.
Yes.
Are we
the
doing this
team?
team? It's up.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers is the team that we got. 2 minutes on the clock.
Gibby.
Gibby. Trade Gibby.
Connor Falefa, one of the more underrated players in the league. Guy is a stud. Doesn't matter what position you put him at. How about
Chris
that?
Davis coming back from the IL soon. Hey, remember
TD.
that? Remember that trade?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Andrew's
Gallo
picking it. Let's see. Joey Gallo, a 207 batting average, 365 on base, a 754 OPS, 113 OPS
Right in line with
plus.
career stats. 113 OPS plus. Career 112.
Know who deserves love? Kiner Falefa. He's got one of the highest WARs in baseball, Trev.
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I just said that, yeah.
I heard it in a robot voice.
He's searching for rings.
Dude, catcher to third base to short.
Makes you think, why was he at catcher?
Yeah.
I played with him in
Ask the
AAA.
guy in
He
the
got
elevator
called up
that.
when I should have got called up.
Ask them, hey, do you know he used to be a catcher? And then they'll answer, and they'll be like, and they'll say, obviously I know that or not. The Joey Gallo shift with 2 strikes on him is hilarious. BBD, I feel dainty, but I think I've just sunken. Like, I think my posture is
Sunk.
like, I think if I correct my posture, I'll be better.
Yeah. I do that all show. We can just ask BBD.
Oh,
That's
that
huge.
hurt.
Kyle Gibson is going to end up on a
Gets traded.
playoff team.
Yeah. Hearn Hunge.
We love Taylor Hearn.
I want to get Hearn on JJR for a draft or something soon.
Let's do it.
They have the Dodgers coming up. Oh, they're playing a little California team. Dodgers and then Houston coming up. So a little West Coast trip for them.
Ian Kennedy
Leading the
closing it
league in
out.
ERA and ERA plus.
Who's that?
Gibby.
Gibby.
Trade him. Just not to the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, Red Sox, Phillies,
Phillies would be cool. All the pitchers that are good are going to go to
Rays.
AL East teams.
44 mil Gibby.
Yankees.
Jags.
Gibby on the Giants. Woo.
That'd be fun.
I like that one. Him and Gabe would have some interesting conversations.
Cubs, Brewers. Brewers don't